I had to go to Sephora, y'all, because I needed some new things, but most importantly, I got to smell a lot of the new releases, and I have some thoughts, some good, some bad, some surprising. We'll get on into it. Welcome back to the channel, everyone. These are Maria here. Yes, we're doing these new release first impressions, shall we say, and I will show you all what I picked up at the end of the video. Spoiler alert, it is not a fragrance, so I'm going ahead and tell you that right now. For the last lipstick of the day today, everyone, I decided to wear MAC Teddy 2.0 from the Powder Kiss line. This is like a nice neutral tone, kind of a deep neutral tone. I'm enjoying this one. As always, beauty details on the face will be in the description box below, so you don't have to ask questions about it. Next up, we have fragrance of the day, and this is an oldie but goodie. So good. This is from Guerlain, you all. This is Guerlain's Mon Guerlain. I promise to be in their signature line, or shall we say, their more commercial line. This holds up, and it still smells so luxe to me. By the way, the full dedicated review is already up on the channel, so definitely check that out if you haven't already. And I also have the intense version. That review is already up on the channel too, so check that out if you haven't already. Fragrance of the day again is Guerlain's Mon Guerlain. So now let's get into these new release fragrances first impressions. First up, gotta go ahead and talk about this one. Let me move over a little bit to the side so we got a little bit of room for, you know, the pictures and everything. So first one, y'all, is from Dolce & Gabbana, and this is the new Devotion Intense. Now, if you all recall, I talked about the original Devotion. I do not own it. I was not a fan of it because to me, it was just way too sweet. It was just too much. I know it has a cult following here, and I get that, but it's just way too sweet on the bakery side for me. However, this new Intense version, when I saw the write-up for it and the notes in particular, I was like, ooh. So you all, there's a hazelnut note in here this time, an orange blossom and a vanilla. Now, the orange blossom and the vanilla, those were in the original version. The hazelnut note in this one, I was like, okay, let me smell it. Smell this fragrance, y'all, and let me tell you something. I was thoroughly surprised because I just knew I wasn't gonna like this scent. Even though I was intrigued, but I knew I wasn't gonna like it. I enjoyed this one. This one to me is absolutely full bottle worthy in my opinion, and the new Intense version I think is going to be a winner. And I foresee a lot of people want to get this one, particularly if you already love the original. And in my opinion, this made the original smell weak. Like the original one was actually already pretty full bodied. Like I can't take its performance away from it, so no complaints in that category. This new Intense is richer and denser and thicker. So to me, it does live up to the name Intense. So highly pleased, highly surprised to actually want a bottle of this new Dolce & Gabbana Devotion Intense. This is good. The next fragrance I smelled, I did not know this was even being released. Luckily, I saw some creators that went to an event for this fragrance, so that's how I knew it was coming. This is from Jo Malone, y'all, and this is Jo Malone's Honoi and Cedarwood from their Cologne Intense line. And let me say this about Jo Malone. I know a lot of times Jo Malone gets a bad rap here in the fragrance community because they're too light and all that. However, I always have a special love for the Cologne Intense line to the point that I have Velvet Rose and Oud, which I still love this one. Literally, as the name says, it's a rose and oud fragrance. It's real smooth. But my favorite fragrance all time from Jo Malone, right, is Marc and Tonka, also from their Cologne Intense line. I even have the body cream in this. And y'all know I don't do body care, so you know I really love it in order to get it. So naturally, when I saw that Cologne Intense was getting a new edition, I said, okay, let's see what's going on. It has top notes, y'all, of aromatic clean accord. Then there's Hinoki wood. And then we have a base note of cedar. So I smelled this fragrance, y'all, and let me tell you something. This is good, but it is extremely woody, which, I mean, it's filled with woods. So, I mean, you get what exactly they said it was supposed to give, you know. I can't complain. I got exactly what they have it as written up, you know. So I'm not gonna get too mad about that. However, for me, this scent is unisex, but way more so on that masculine side. This leans more masculine. So I like it, but I prefer it more so on a man. I would not wear it because it's too woody for me. Because me and cedarwood, I like cedarwood, only a little bit though. This is a bunch of cedarwood in this one. So this one is a no for me, but do I think the fragrance is good? I do think the fragrance is actually good. So, okay. Kudos to Jo Malone for this one. This is good, but for the men, in my opinion. Next up, we have Prada. So then from Prada, they released their new Prada Paradox Virtual Flower, which I have seen this one on social media. And I said, okay, another flanker. So if you all know, when it comes to Prada Paradox, me and this line is really 50-50. I hated the original, and I stand on that. The original smells generic. I'm not here for it. However, y'all know, I love the Intense version that came out last fall because it has a oak moss note on it and it's like richer and there's some benzoin in here too. Full dedicated review is already up on the channel about this one if you haven't seen it already. But I love the Intense. So I'm like, okay, they redeemed themselves with the Intense. Let's see what this new Virtual Flower one is supposed to give. Now looking at it, I saw how light the juice was, and so I said, she's gonna be light. She's going to be light. She's going to be light. So y'all, the main thing that is in this one is that it's bergamot, there's jasmine and rolly, and then there's musk and amberette. So seeing this one, I said it's gonna be a musky scent. It's gonna be musky. Smelled this fragrance, and my fears were proven to be justified. This scent is so light. It's more so on the clean side. It was kind of giving soapy, but then in the very back of the fragrance could I actually smell the Prada Paradox original DNA. So they just took the original DNA and just made it clean. I'm not here for that. So to me, the new Virtual Flower is a dud. And in my opinion, if you have the intense version, you're good. And even in this case, the original one has more oomph to me than this new Virtual Flower version. I don't like this. It's not it. I don't foresee you doing well either. Just coming off of the intense. So Prada Paradox Virtual Flower is a no for me. Now we're gonna talk about one that I've been seeing a lot of, shall I say, negative press on. And in fact, I've already smelled this fragrance like weeks ago. I just wasn't ready to speak on it yet because I wanted to revisit it before we got here. This next fragrance, y'all, this is Burberry. So you all know I have the original Burberry Goddess that I do enjoy. Have a full dedicated review on. Definitely check that out if you haven't already. So this year they decided to give us that intense version, which, okay, makes sense because the original Burberry Goddess did so well last fall. So this new one, y'all, it ain't it. It's horrible. The lavender is done wrong in it. The patchouli is done wrong in it. This is horrible to me. So it has top notes of lavender, middle note is vanilla, vanilla absolute, vanilla bourbon, vanilla caviar, and then the base is patchouli. It just smells so dirty. This fragrance is really, really dirty. Even trying to wait and let the dry down get here and get to the vanilla and all of that, this ain't it. They didn't blend this one right. That's the thing. It doesn't smell well blended. It smells gritty and not refined. And in fact, it's much worse to me than the original. So in my opinion, with Burberry Goddess Intense, it's a no. If you already have the original Burberry Goddess, this one is the better one. Stay right here. You don't need the intense version. I do not like that. I don't understand what went wrong because normally I'm here for a Burberry release. Like as a whole, over the years, Burberry fragrances are consistent. This one is a letdown. So yeah, those are my thoughts on Burberry Goddess Intense. It is a no for y'all. Will not be seeing a full size bottle in my collection. It's a no for me. Now this next one, I'm gonna be honest, I was like, I'm not excited about this, but since I'm in here, I'll go ahead and smell it, right? You know, we got already browse in the fragrance section, let's go. So of course, YSL released a new Libre flanker, which I don't know how many flankers we have at this point. YSL, make a new fragrance. Just say that, it's too much. But anywho, so we have Libre Flowers and Flames. So I said, okay, well, what's a lot we could do with here? Flowers and Flames, I'm like, it could go really floral or it can go really spicy or like heat, maybe really ambery based off the name. I'm like, okay, let's see what it's giving. So it has top notes, y'all, of lavender, bergamot, then there's middle notes of orange blossom, lavender, lily, coconut, and palm tree, and then the base is vanilla. So one thing about the Libre line, the main sticklers of this fragrance like flanker lineup at this point is lavender and orange blossom. Like to me, that's what makes up Libre, and of course vanilla too. But those are like the main fragrances. However, what makes this one different from the others is supposed to be the coconut and the palm tree leaf. So seeing that, I said, okay, it's supposed to be more tropical, shall I say. Interesting enough, considering this is releasing now that it's about to be fall and summer's over, you know, coconut scents kind of not here for it anymore, you know, but hey, it's not true fall everywhere. Some places it's hot all year round, so I get that. So, okay. So yeah, I smelled this one, and I've smelled it more than once, by the way. I actually really like this one. I did not expect to like the Libre Flowers and Flames because I gotta say, y'all, if you know anything about me, you all know when it came to the Libre line, it was the lip parfum for me. This one is my favorite because it had notes of saffron and honey. This is the only one I felt I needed a full bottle of. Love at first sniff, all of that. However, this Flowers and Flames version, the coconut to me helps to better blend in all of those original notes. The orange blossom, the lavender, and the vanilla. It's like the coconut really meshes well. It's refined and well blended to me. I'm here for it, but at the same time, still getting that classic Libre DNA, right? I did not expect to like this one. So in my opinion, Libre Flowers and Flames is full bottle worthy. I'm here for it. So this is one that if I do end up with a full size bottle of, don't be surprised because I like it. However, I gotta say, this is not one I would want right now, again, because it's about to be fall and I'm not really checking for coconut scents right now. Even though this one isn't a pure coconut scent and it doesn't smell like sunscreen, I gotta be fair about that. But, I don't know. This is a good transition scent. So that's what it is. This is a transition summer to fall fragrance. That is what this is. So I'm here for it. That again is the YSL Flowers and Flames. Now this next fragrance has gotten so much hype. There was a lot of anticipation for it. And this was one I actually was anticipating it too because they haven't done a gourmand really. This is from House of Maison Margiela Replica, and they gave us Afternoon Delight. So seeing this, I said, okay, this is gonna be their vanilla fragrance since everybody and mama got a vanilla fragrance right now. So it's keynotes, y'all, of Madeleine Accord, Sandalwood, and of course, Madagascar Vanilla. So I smelled this fragrance. They had it all out front on the display and everything. So I'm like, oh, it must really be that girl, you know. Y'all smelled this. This is the most transparent, airy, almost non-existent cookie fragrance ever to me. I was like, where's the rest of it? It's kind of how I felt about this fragrance. Now, granted, of course, whenever it's a vanilla-based scent, they have to see it macerate, get dark and all that. The vanilla gets richer and all that. So this is one of those fragrances, and I have seen a lot of people say this and do, which to be fair, if you're not new to fragrance, you know this. You get your vanilla fragrance early, you let it sit up for like a month or two, and then you come back to it when you actually want to wear it. However, though, at the same time, just in general, if I want to wear my fragrance when I buy it, and most of us, let's just really be honest about that. When we see it in the store, we buy it, we want to go home and wear it like ASAP. Nobody's really trying to wait, and I feel like with this scent, you're gonna have to wait. So I'm like, do I feel like waiting? And for me, I don't feel like waiting. So Afternoon Delight is a huge letdown to me. I didn't get all of this coziness accord, this blanket of vanilla and cookies I'm supposed to get. In fact, I would be cold if I was waiting on this to be warm and cozy. I would be super cold. It's not the thick blanket that it's supposed to be. I'm not here for it. So Afternoon Delight by Replica is a no for me. Then the last fragrance that I was interested in checking out from the new, this is from Marc Jacobs, you all, and we have the Marc Jacobs Perfect Elixir. So I said, okay. Now, one thing about Marc Jacobs, they're gonna make a million flankers of things. So some come, some go, some stay around longer than others. However, with the Marc Jacobs Perfect line, I gotta admit, for me, I love the intense version. I do have a full dedicated review up on the channel about this one. It's been in my collection for, I want to say, almost 3 years at this point. So I love this one because there's like a popcorn note in it. So I was interested to see, okay, what this new Elixir one is going to be. Let me tell y'all something. This is so good. This right here is so good. I hadn't read no notes for it. I didn't know what to expect. I just saw the juice was purple. That was it. Just wanted to smell it. This is so good. It's rich. And I'm like, yes, it's giving me the feels and how excited I was to get the intense version. But now I feel that way about this new Elixir. So let's get into the actual notes, y'all. There's purple rhubarb accord. There's heart notes of golden amber woods. And then there's base of vanilla bean extract. But to me though, I'm really convinced there has to be like a plum note in here, something else. I definitely smelled the amber when I smelled it, but it smells really juicy and rich. This is a fall fragrance. This absolutely is a fall fragrance. Like Marc Jacobs, you've done it again. Let me tell you something right now. If I don't get any other new release for the fall 2024, I want this one. I want this Marc Jacobs Perfect Elixir. This is a win. Highly recommend getting your nose on this one if you haven't already. Marc Jacobs did their thing with this one, y'all. Like, I cannot emphasize that enough. Super good. So that wraps up all of the new fragrances I was able to smell. So all in all, you know, as I say, it's hit or miss. My favorite two for sure are the Marc Jacobs Elixir #1. Then #2 would have to be the Dolce & Gabbana Devotion Intense. Those two are like, yes. Then the third I would give to the YSL Flowers and Flames. So those are my thoughts on new releases, but let me show you what I picked up though. So Huda Beauty released a new primer and foundation, and I stan Huda Beauty foundations and products and all that, especially complexion products. So I picked them up, y'all. We have the new Easy Blur primer. It's supposed to be a silicone-free smoothing primer. And then we have the Easy Blur Natural Airbrush Foundation. So yes, we picked those up. I'm gonna unbox these right here in real time. So this is what the primer looks like. So this is easy to pack, squeezable. It's a squeezable packaging. So I will be playing in that primer at another time. Stay tuned. And then for the foundation, I'm always the same color no matter what iteration of foundation they create. So you all, I wear the shade Gingerbread 430N. That is what I wear. And let me unbox it. Let's look at it. So the foundation. All right, and here we go. This is what it looks like. So this is real compact. It's still a fluid, it's still a 1 fluid out size, which is standard for foundations. And again, this is my color 430 gingerbread. This is for neutral undertones, which that I am. I will be playing in this foundation because, you know, we always like to see what a foundation looks like on skin. So stay tuned for that content. But I'm excited about it because Huda Beauty and I, foundation wise, we get along well. And now this next thing, I was going back and forth about it, looking at it online, because in the pictures and in videos I've seen of other people wear it, I was like, I don't know if it's gonna work on my skin tone, my complexion. But this is why you go in store and you see testers, because that can change everything. So you all in store, this spoke to me. This is from Natasha Denona. This is I Need a Warm palette. This is the latest palette to come out. You all know I did pick up the golden palette one that came out this summer too, that I'm still enjoying. So y'all, here it is. Here's the outside, what it looks like. And here is what the inside looks like. It is truly a warm toned palette without being too orange or too beige. So this is one, you all, I swatched it on me. I was able to play in it, like unsupervised, everything. It wasn't crowded in store. And all of the colors showed up well on my skin tone. So that's why I was like, okay, I'm definitely getting this because this is beautiful. And I will be playing in this at another time too. Let me know if y'all want to see some makeup looks and all that, because, you know, fall is coming. I'm getting inspired again. I am. I'm loving makeup right now. In fact, makeup releases are exciting me again like old times. So I always love makeup. Makeup is my first love. That is what I actually picked up at Sephora. And now you know my thoughts on a lot of the new releases. Let me know what you think in the comments below, because, oh, I know y'all are opinionated and y'all are going to tell me. But until next time else, I will catch y'all in the next video. Bye, y'all.